With just mere hours to go until 2021 was over, Tony Khan looked at the huge pile of goodwill that he had and said, you know what, I can stand to set fire to some of that. I should probably set fire to at least a quarter or maybe half of it. So let me tweet something out that I probably shouldn't because I'm the big head of a fucking company, the #2 wrestling promotion in the US. Let me just do that. Oh, Tony Khan, you just decided to take a huge slork of the Herb Abrams cookie powder and decided to tweet that out. What the fuck were you goddamn thinking? My fucking goodness. I'm John Renton with my real honest thoughts on Big Swole's release, her comments, and also Tony Khan basically setting fire to the rain and causing a media firestorm as we speed towards 2022. He could have just said some of it and then maybe said some of the other stuff in private. Oh boy, there's a lot to unpack. Let me know your thoughts on all this stuff in the comments, please. Let me say right now, I gave AEW a lot of slack when it first started, especially once it first got on TV. Now, I was critical of some things and still will continue to be critical of the things I don't like. And I will also address right now, I'm going to do this in some parts. I mean, I can't afford fancy graphics and everything, so you just have to bear with me. But this is going to be a multi-layered, thing where I'm just going to talk about how I feel about this whole situation. Now, Big Swole requested her release a number of weeks ago. I don't remember the exact timeline, but I know after she had that feud that was on Dark and Dark Elevation with Diamante that culminated with that, it was the 3 rounds type match. I don't exactly remember the name of it, but I remember enjoying it. And I know that Swole had battled through Crohn's disease and continues to battle through it. And knowing people in, my extended family that deal with that, it's no fucking joke. And some people have mild cases of it. Some have huge flare-ups. Some just can't handle it. And there's only so many ways to handle it. And it's fucking debilitating. I also want to address the fact that I've never been the biggest fan of Big Swole in the ring. I recognize she's an athlete, but I just never cared for a lot of her matches. That being said, I knew the effort was there. She wasn't my cup of tea, but I also appreciated the effort that she gave. I was not a big fan of the tooth and nail match, but looking back on it, considering that Britt was injured and they had to do all that stuff, I think they did the best they could. Still not my favorite, but it was what it was. At least it was something different. And after that feud with Diamante, everything seemed to just come to just a grinding, screeching halt. And Swole, for a variety of reasons that only she knows, even though she addressed some of this in a Fightful Select article. And there were a lot of quotes and a lot of good stuff about how she was good. She was complimentary of her time there, but there were things that she just wasn't comfortable with. They didn't vibe with her, and she wanted to move on. And that's fair. Regardless of whether it's AEW, WWE, whether it's Stardom, whether it's Impact, it can't be Ring of Honor anymore, but whatever company, whatever line of work, even if she was doing goddamn, I don't know, Cirque du Soleil stuff, that would be interesting if she did that. My whole point is regardless of what you're doing, if you're having something that doesn't vibe with what you feel works best for you, and you're also dealing with a debilitating illness, then it is most important to, go where you are happy, do something that makes you happy. I also want to caution people and say that while this comes as a major shock to anybody, especially anybody that is just watching this video for the first time, and maybe you just haven't noticed this, I'm not a minority of any kind. I'm completely white. I know, shocking, mind-blowing. So I cannot speak too much on the diversity on the inside, obviously, because I'm not part of the company. There is a diverse roster as far as, race and stuff like that, and yes, there are members of the LGBTQ community, and there are various, skin tones represent various races, and that's great. There is more diversity on these rosters as far as just surface, level, and that's good, but it's not just about how many of a certain, group you have. It's about how you present them on TV. You have to present them according to skill set, and as far as diversity, you have to make sure you give people their fair shot. So while I wasn't the biggest fan of what Swole, brought to the table, her matches weren't my cup of tea, she did have more to offer. Were there women that were better in the ring as far as her? Yes. I'm not going to say that. That's also the case if you want to go to somebody like, say, Brian Cage, who's been having his issues in AEW. There are people that are infinitely better than him. Also, there's just a lot there. Not everybody is going to be able to ascend to the goddamn top in any company, regardless of what your race, color, creed, gender, or whether you come from the 3rd ring of Saturn or the 6th ring of Saturn or the 69th ring of Saturn, assuming they have that many rings on there. Whole point is, not everybody's going to fit in. But Swole felt, from what I read, that she wasn't given, that while she was given opportunities, it wasn't working for her. It just wasn't working for her, and there was a lot of stuff going on that she felt needed to change, and that she didn't feel heard. Now, that's fair. That's fair. Especially as somebody where there are still so many issues for people of color. Variety of color. Regardless of the state, regardless of the country, there are so many issues still going on. Some aspects have come quite a ways. Other aspects haven't, come far at all. And there's a lot of systematic issues and a lot of bullshit that needs to be fixed. And hopefully will be fixed. But it's only going to be brought about by systematic change in that. So Big Swole's moving on to whatever she wants to do. WWE, Impact, NWA, even though I'm going to say right now, going to the NWA with the problem people they have, especially Billy Corgan, you might not want to do that. All of this was happening, and she was very complimentary but reasonable with stuff that she had gone through. And since she worked there, she can speak on that better than myself or any other fan, any other journalist, anybody that is not in the goddamn inside. She can speak better on that. So I respect her for that. And I think more of these stories are going to come out. Now, let's get to some quotes. Let's start off with, after, this Fightful Select, report and everything had come out, and they had, tweeted out, and we'd seen the very screenshot, and you can go read it, because it'd be like 3 pages worth of stuff to write down and everything, and it would just get convoluted, and it's better to read it in her words. So, she wasn't feeling heard and that kind of stuff. Tony Khan, quote, tweeted that, the Fightful Select tweet, and said, and I'm going to say right now, I have defended Tony Khan with some stuff because I know he's a passionate wrestling fan, and I think he has tried to do some good stuff. But being on the Herb Abrams, cookie powder, he probably shouldn't have said this. The top 2 at AEW, executives are Brown, me, and Megha. I don't know who that is. So Tony Khan's putting himself in there. Hey, I'm a minority. Yeah, you're also the boss. Hang on, let's dissect that. You're the boss's son. You're your dad's son, a multi-billionaire. You got a huge chunk of money, and your family owns sports leagues and everything. You're the son of a billionaire, not the son of a preacher man, and you are basically got gifted a chance to have this unlimited capita and get this stuff. And yes, had to hire the right people. He also got some EVPs that, are out for their own goddamn agenda, and you can tell that with some aspects of the show. But the whole point is he's putting himself there. Oh, okay. Jade Cargill. Anthony Bowens, Max Caster, Dante. I mean, he put the first names, but I'm just going to say them. Dante Martin, Nyla Rose, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, all won on TV this month. Okay, let's dissect that. They all won on TV this month. Okay, so there were a couple other people that won on TV, this month. The Bucks also did a whole bunch of run-ins this month. Other people, like some, went Thunder Rosa and Jade had a pretty damn good match. Thunder Rosa is, somebody who is a great representation of women that are just super talented and, bilingual and all that and everything, and a great representation of people of color being on there, but she's not exactly who Swole was talking about. And I'm not discounting Thunder Rosa. I'm not at all. That's great. They all won on TV. Okay, Bowens and Caster have been featured in middle card feuds on Dynamite and Rampage, and then also have been featured on Dark and Dark Elevation. That's fine. Jade, and I'm just gonna say this right now, Jade, as far as her look, yeah, great. That's all she's got right now. That's just what it is. Dante, pretty damn talented. Nyla has been beaten to powder so many goddamn times. She wins just enough matches to remind you, oh yeah, she can be a dominant beast, and then that's it. Okay, and she's also a representation of the LGBTQ community. Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn. When was the last time Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn were involved in anything good? It's been a while. This whole heel turn with the Hardy family orifice has not worked. Oh, they won on TV. Congratulations. You might as well just said, yeah, I've got black friends and black employees in my company. What of it? He might as well have said that. I mean, it just, god damn it. And then The TBS title tournament has been very diverse. Yeah, it has. And some of it has been pretty good. Some of it has been You're going to get that with any tournament, whether it's men, women, or people from like another goddamn solar system coming down here and fighting. The aliens from War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise version. That would have been an interesting tournament. So, I let Swole's contract expire as I felt her wrestling was not good enough. And then he finished up, now that's the line there. Remember that. Hashtag AEW Rampage Street Fight tonight in caps. Okay. Keep in mind what he just said about her wrestling not being very good. Keep that in mind. Assuming that he read all that article and didn't just read the headline, and assuming that he wasn't coked out of his goddamn mind or something. Because nobody that's a top executive would tweet something like that. You can be reactionary and everything, but doing this, not exactly the best thing. So, credit to @WrestleFeatures who found this quote that Tony Khan said, various quotes about Swole. This is in March of 2001. Or 2021, rather. Be weird if it was 2001, because I don't think that Tony Khan would have been... He was right there when WCW closed out. So March of 2021, a mere 9 months ago. About Swole. She's a great wrestler. She's got a great personality. I think in the ring she's gotten better, and she continues to get better. She had risen up. She had a great record in 2020, and reached a top contender spot at one point. She got a title shot. She didn't beat Sheeta, but she had a great match, and she's had a lot of great matches. I really like Swole. 9 months ago. I don't know what happened behind the scenes between Swole and Khan and various other forces. I have no idea. I am reading this simply based on Swole's words and Khan's words. Swole, as far as the pecking order, not saying as a person, as far as pecking order is about here, but wanted to be heard. She felt that she could do a whole lot better, that the women could do a lot better, people of color could do a lot better, and she wanted diversity. She just wanted to be heard. Khan, being the top executive here, the owner of the goddamn company and everything, and coked out of his goddamn mind seemingly. And I'm not really necessarily going with the trying to do accusations. It's not allegedly. 9 days. 9 days. You got 9 days, Kenny. Tell me that there wasn't something wrong with him there. No human being would tweet what he tweeted, being an executive of a company and thinking, that's a good idea. Oh, let me issue an apology. I misspoke, or I didn't choose the best words. So let's just say right now that this is proof that this is why you don't trumpet the, big owners of any company. Billy Corgan, all the issues that he has, and the people he's employed. Part of the reason why I stopped watching the NWA, even though I like a lot of the talents. WWE, Vince and the McMahon family being part of, Trump's inauguration there and everything, because Vince is a goddamn idiot. And fuck him and fuck anybody that donated Donald Trump. Fuck y'all, you're goddamn idiots. Hope you have a terrible 2022. Moving off of my soapbox. The Khans, not much better. Yeah, they donate to good causes and everything, but I'll just say right now, they talk about being, this diverse, all-inclusive company. Scorpio Sky is the one African American that won, that's like won a championship that in AEW. I'm trying to remember. Nyla Rose, yes, was women's champion, and I'm not discounting Nyla Rose, but let's also take a look at the title reign. Yes, it happened right around the time of the pandemic and kind of stuff, and it was what it was. Sheeta was the AEW Women's Champion for a while, wasn't booked all that well. And then you have so many people of color, that are on dark and dark elevation, and some are better than that. Some need more time, regardless of their race. And the whole point is they have so many people signed that what they have to do is they have to make sure that they utilize people properly. They don't need some matches to go through a break or two breaks, when one break will do, or you could just have a 6-minute match and you could do some more matches. You could feature some more people. Don't feature them if they're too inexperienced, but also don't just let people sit in the goddamn sidelines. There are certain people that need to, quite frankly, just stop wrestling, and you need to let some people rise up. More and more shit is going to come out about, how AEW's practices have, gone and everything, and how all this stuff has happened. And I get the feeling not everything is sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops, and waterfalls and everything, and rainbow trouts and whatever. The whole point is, this is a business. Not everybody's going to be able to stay in the company, and I wasn't surprised at all when Swole asked for her release. I didn't know the exact reason. I assumed it had something to do with her health, and also maybe wanted to try different things. But a lot of the women, if we just want to focus on the women's division, a lot of the women aren't utilized all that well. Yes, Jade and Thunder Rosa had a pretty damn good match on Dynamite, mostly thanks to Thunder Rosa bouncing off of her like a Super Bowl and Jade being a freak athlete and, just having enough that worked. It smoothed out mostly. There are some talented women there. There are also some women that need more time to rise up. There are plenty of talented, African American talents, people of color that could do great things in AEW. Scorpio Sky has been in a middling, undercard team with Ethan Page for a number of months after winning the Giant Sonic ring back at Revolution. Now, that was great that he won that, but I had to remind myself that he won that. And it's not that Scorpio Sky doesn't matter. Scorpio Sky is tremendous. I met him almost 3 years ago in an indie show. Guy's great. Great talent and deserves, more of a push. And there are people that can work and can do some great stuff. I just feel like a lot of this stuff is people, let's stand up for the AEW brand. You do realize you can support the company while recognizing that the person that owns the goddamn company probably was a fucking idiot and, whatever out of his goddamn skull when this happened. You recognize that. Because if people are going to kill Vince for all the releases that he did, and all the releases he did last year and into this year, because they signed too many goddamn wrestlers and pandemic and budget cuts and all that bullshit, people are going to want put WWE, Vince, and, co. over a goddamn fire like, a freaking suckling pig and everything and torch him. Okay, that's fine. You could do that. Keep the same energy for Khan, because Khan doing this, it basically just slapped a whole bunch of people in the face. Swerve, Keith Lee, Mia Yim, various others that could possibly go to AEW. Might still go. I don't know. They might. But this is a bit of a cautionary thing, like, they all won on TV this month or whatever. That's good enough. What more do you people want? I have black employees. Why can't... At least he didn't Donald Sterling this goddamn thing. Oh boy. Imagine if he had done that. And Google Donald Sterling if you want. Former LA Clippers owner. And I hope he goddamn rotted away and everything and suffered horribly for being a goddamn racist bullshit bastard. Same with the stupid twat wife, even though I think she's still alive. But I let Swole's contract expire because I didn't think her wrestling was that good. Again, I was never the biggest fan of Swole's talent, and as a fan, I can just observe that and say something. I also recognize that she's gone through a whole lot because of the Crohn's disease she continues to battle through. This is an executive saying that. If Vince said anything like this, if Corgan said anything like this, if whoever the fuck owns Impact anyway, if Anthem had said anything like this about somebody, they should have had the same energy brought to them. But no, because it's their precious AEW, they want to say, oh, no, that's okay. It wasn't anything bad. Well, everybody's on board with this. Oh, really? Leo Rush with various tweets here. And Leo Rush, I've said my opinions. I think Leo Rush is a great manager. I think he's a great athlete. I don't really care for watching his matches, but I get why he has fans. Let me just say this, though. As a person, I'm not cool with any of this, to be honest. Another tweet, nah. Another tweet, nope. If nobody says anything, I will, because this is fucked up, and now I'm pissed. Apologize in all caps at Tony Khan at AEW. So I don't know if Leo Rush is going to be back in AEW, and I wouldn't blame him if he wasn't. I mean, if he's that pissed, I wouldn't blame him. Tony Khan's got to do some damage control here. Now let's finish up with what Ty Conte said. That's probably the most benign thing, but it was also Ty Conte, I think, trying to do good, but also not recognizing, not reading the room, as the kids say. As you all know, I'm Latina, and I know the struggles. I have an accent, and cutting promos on national TV is not something that you see normally, but AEW and TK have made me feel comfortable and not ashamed of doing it. Okay, that's fine, because her English has improved. I will say that. Ty J versus Bunny and Ford, basically started almost a year ago, and it ends tonight. Watch us. Now, there's nothing wrong with towing the company line. WWE has people do that. Okay, Khan's probably paying them quite a bit of money, but Ty probably could have read the room right there. Yes, she is somebody that came to this country and has had to fight through some stuff too. But this whole thing of diversity is something beyond what I can comprehend, because as a white person, I can say what I say, but I'm also not inside the company. So I don't know what Big Swole's thinking. Nobody knows what Big Swole's thinking besides Big Swole and her husband, Cedric Alexander, and possibly their daughter. I think they just have one kid. I don't know. Regardless, congratulations to the happy couple and the happy family. But we go to Captain Sean Dean, who tweeted out, Sean Dean at AEW Extras Coordinator. My official name my official title in the AEW behind the scenes, or hashtag AEW behind the scenes area. A black male in the office, giving as many opportunities to minority talents as I can every single week. On the community team, raising awareness for inner city kids any chance I get. The things we are expecting can and will happen. Trust the process. I am not saying that Sean Dean is not telling the truth. Again, not in his head. I do hope that, that is not something he was saying. It's like, hey, go out and say, Khan likes you, tell him, go out and say that and everything. I'm probably just going to get a whole bunch of Tony Khan fans that are going to be pissed at me, but I'm sure that they do some good stuff. And Sean Dean I believe they did like some kind of interview thing with him or some video piece on him. It was either on Dark or Dark Elevation. It was a while ago. Sean Dean seems like a pretty damn good guy and has had to work really goddamn hard and really, really do some great shit. Some really great shit. And that's great that he's doing a lot of stuff with the community outreach. And I hope that that's something that he continues to do and that he can bring about change and everything. But Big Swole saying this is an issue for the company because of Khan's response. It's just like him saying, oh no, we don't have a problem, and you weren't that good of a wrestler, even though I said 9 months ago that you were improving and everything and you had done quite a bit of stuff and everything. But now that you basically are no good to me, I'm just going to slap you around and everything. And I'm basically going to cut off my nose to spite my face and get everybody upset when I shouldn't have to, when I should have just probably kept my goddamn mouth shut. That's really all I have to say about that. I stated my case and everything. I think that this is a black eye for AEW. I think this is something that Khan really is going to need to address and need to realize that, hey, this is the second time you had something where a woman spoke out about you. There was that journalist, I don't remember her name, and I'm not knocking. I don't remember her name. But he apologized to her in private, and that's fine. That's cool. But it was the fact that he slapped her down, and it's just like she was the only one that got slapped down. In a verbal sense. If you got a problem with women standing up and saying something, Khan, you might want to get your priorities straight and everything. And this is coming from somebody that jokes about everybody. But as a fan, this is not going to help the product grow. I'm not saying the product's going to shrink. I'm not going to say AEW is going to go out of business. I don't want AEW to go out of business. There's plenty of good people there, and a big alternative is exactly what we need. And I've enjoyed a lot of the AEW product on Dynamite, Rampage, Dark Elevation, Dark, and also on the pay-per-views. I've hated some stuff, and I've praised a lot of the stuff. But in 2022, Khan's he's got to just be better. He's got to realize his mistakes, apologize, and not do this shit again. Because if he does, then he's just going to, push more and more people away. And eventually, a lot of the people that he has that are big free agent signings will fade away. And what will he have left? He will have some people left and a good crop of young talents. But if he doesn't feature the right people and build up some people gradually, which he's done in some cases, but if he doesn't utilize the women's division better and build up people of color better, those that are ready, and give others opportunities to get ready, it's going to crumble like WCW did. And I don't want that to happen. I hope everything goes good, and I hope the company continues to grow, and I hope things get better. But more and more stories are going to come out like this. I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.